Are you guys ready to start the walkthrough? Okay, you want to tell us your name and then walk us through the steps?
Our team's name is Crazy Kids, and we start by pulling this white string, and if we pull the string, these two doors open, and the hex bulb, 50 hex bulbs will be moving in each contraptions, and they'll move over here and they'll fall here, and when like 50 hex bugs are here, then the mousetrap will trigger and it'll pull the string for the next team.
Okay, and you were calling those hex spots, is that right? Okay, just because a lot of people probably don't know what these are, can I grab one of these and you want to just talk about what these are?
These are like just sort of toys, and when you push this button, it moves. It moves just anywhere randomly. So we need to wait until these hex bugs move over here.
Okay, can I just grab that back?
Okay.
Did you guys get a shot of this? This is probably going to show up in like 5 different chain reaction machines. So this is a little vibrating bug that will run in random directions. And here you have like 50 of them set up in the top, 50 each. So you have 100. Okay, so there's going to 100 of these guys that are going to weigh down this box, trip it over, and that's going to set the next one going. So I wanted to just set aside a note because we're going to see a lot of these today. We already got 100 in the first link. Cool. Thank you. Crazy Kids, is that what your team is? Thank you, Crazy Kids. Where's the whole team? Is it all 6 of you? All right. Really cool. It's a good start. You good? I'll just keep going, or? Okay, we're back. You want to take it from here?
Sure. Hello. My name's Horatio, and this is Josh.
Hi.
Our team name is Double Toil and Trouble. And our chain reaction is this. So it's going to start when the string is pulled, which releases a toothpick, which is holding this bottle in place. And when the toothpick is released, the bottle will start to fall, causing this spinner to start spinning, which is going to throw balloons. And when the bottle reaches the bottom, it's going to pull the toothpick for the next one, causing the next spinner to spin, and so on, until it pulls the string for the last one, which starts the next chain reaction.
All right, how long do you think the whole thing's going to take?
45 seconds.
Okay, yeah, since these guys are wrapped around, these things have to spin out, so it's going to be a controlled fall. So sometimes we would see things fall, and this whole thing might go off in a second. But right now, we're actually going to see it in a very controlled way. All right, thanks, guys. Double. We got to start asking about the XX theme, too. It's coming in. All right. You're the representative from this team? Okay. You want to introduce yourself?
Yeah. I am Bruce of the Light Raymonds, and in our reaction, the string will pull this little lever, which will cause a metal magnet to push over some dominoes, which end up going to this revved up car, and the revved up car pushes forward some twine, which releases a bunch of marbles into the marble track. And then they get onto this racetrack. They go into the box down there, and they pull the little twine. That sets off the next reaction.
Okay, so the last part when the box falls is kind of invisible, but it's the part that connects to the next box. Okay, cool. Any XX theme stuff going in here? Perfect. It took twice as long as expected. That's perfect. That's a great start. That's actually really good. When I was taught engineering, they said when you estimate the time everything takes, you should multiply it by 6. And then after about 5 or 10 years, it becomes 2. So if it took twice as long, you're doing really well. Thanks, guys. Okay, you ready to speak about this one?
Yeah, we are. So our chain reaction is in levels. So the first level has what's called an electric train down there, and it's an electromagnet, and there's a short circuit that's caused by the battery and the magnets in the coil, and when it's touched, it propels the battery through the tube.
And then I made these 2 levels, and they're based on a certain trick, which I'm going to show you right now. So when you do it, when you press it, the capla goes, and it goes in like that. And he's going to trigger me by pulling this out. Marble, these are tensioned, so these popsicle sticks are going to go everywhere. Then it's going to hit this one, which goes and hits this, which hits all of those which go. And then that goes, and marbles roll, and then it hits this, which hits that, which hits that, which hits that, which triggers him.
Okay, so my thing is kind of like a repeating machine. So basically, a golf ball falls in here, and it triggers another golf ball, and then this golf ball comes around, falls in here, triggering the next golf ball. So I can do demonstration. See, so the golf balls are basically triggered until they run out. And then they fall down into here and pull up something which trigger these hex bugs.
So then the hex bugs sort of race down here, come in here, and they turn around so that they're right side up when they get into here. And then they go down one of these 2 tubes and fall out here, which triggers what's on the top.
So the hex bugs will push out a little capla block from in there, which will pull a string down, and the string, there will be a block up here holding these balloons down. So once that string is pulled, the balloons will be released up. The balloons have 2 sprigs of time on them, so it's 2 times. And then, so when the balloons go up, they'll release a little thing there that lets a marble go through and do the 3 loop-de-loops. And later, when the balloons are higher up, they'll pull a string which will trigger the next people.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Everyone get that? That was about 55 steps in this chain reaction. Second sighting of the hex spots. And if everyone didn't get to catch that, did you catch the 2 times close up? There's 2 sprigs of time that are going to be released at the end of this chain reaction. And some dominoes. Awesome. Thank you. Okay, quite elaborate. And then you guys are pulling across the gap. Okay, thanks guys.
Now I hope you're all keeping track of all these steps, because there's a table over there where you are invited to guess how long the entire chain reaction will be. And so far, it's looked like it's going to take some time. This could be one of the longest ever. Maybe it'll be 2 times as long as a previous chain reaction. Okay, we finished the first leg.
All right, Henry. And then you gotta describe what's going on. I don't have any answers.
Okay, I'll describe it. So this one happens very quickly. It kind of sounds like fireworks when it goes off, but the idea is to have 10 mouse traps with 2 paper airplanes on each that launch 20 airplanes in the air. And then there's a confetti cannon at the end with a pie plate. And the way it works is, I'm not sure how we're going to get triggered yet. I think it's from a balloon. We'll figure it out. This gets released. This flywheel comes down with this weight and starts pulling these strings, which are each calibrated to go off in sequence. And it happens very quickly. It goes, and then the confetti, and then it's over, and then we're off to that one. So I shot for 30 seconds, but it's more like 5.
You said you shot for 30 seconds originally.
I wanted to do 30 seconds.
Okay, yeah, but now it's going to take 2 to 5 seconds. Okay, so twice as quick, maybe.
And for the cameraman, it launches out this way.
Okay, so yeah, be ready.
You might want to. I can show you a test.
Well, you want to show us a test?
Sure.
Okay, of a single one? Okay, test of a single guy.
Whoa.
That'll be quick.
It's real fast.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thank
Looking
you.
forward to it, yeah. All right, are you the next team? All right, you want to introduce yourself and then get... Okay, so just speak directly. Keep this really close to your...
My name is Grant. Oh, sorry. My name is Grant.
No, that's good.
My name is Amy.
I'm Audrey.
I'm Rowan. Our team name is ARG, and it's done by combining the first letters of all of our name: Amy, Audrey, Rowan, Grant. You want to explain some? You want to explain your part?
Okay. So my idea starts the whole contraption with the pulley. So you pull this string, which then makes the ball roll down and go into this. It presses this this circuit, which makes the fan start to blow.
Which pushes a ball down
Yeah.
Into my machine, which is a ramp using magnetic levitation to keep it at an angle, and it goes down the ball goes down these tubes, and which are in an X, and hit Rowan's cars, which hit his flags.
Okay, so what Grants does, the cars go down, these magnetize. There's a little trigger right here. It connects to this, under this, and when it pulls, that goes down and it does the other contraption.
Okay. Thanks, guys. And where I see that there's kind of 2 parallel tracks. Is that the 2X that everything is doubled? Right, the X of the actual tubing. Yeah, it's like a mirror reflection of itself.
Very nice.
Okay, yeah, really cool combination. Thanks, guys.
Very nice. Did you all get that? In this chain reaction, everything is doubled and it is a mirror of itself. Really nice. Thanks.
Okay, spokesperson for the next team.
Gate.
Introduce yourself, walk us through,
Gately.
point out things in detail so that you come on through.
Hello, I'm Ben, and this is
Shadman.
and we're here from Gately Youth Center, and this is our second year participating in the event, and we're really excited. And Shadman's going to help me out and walk us through our design. You want me to start? Okay. So we connect to their design with this plane falling off the table, which pulls a string that flips a switch on our design, which starts this motor here to lift a gate. Do you want to take over?
Can you get on the other side of the table?
Sure.
It'll be easier to see you and the reaction.
When the gate opens, marbles will fall and hit the lever over there. What should I say? Okay. So then it will start this motor to run, and then it will open this bridge, and then 2 golf balls will drop into this, and then it will go over here. This will fall onto the bell, and then that string will start the next reaction.
Did you get that? All right, I got most of that, but still, really, I don't know how much people could see of that in the video. The wheel turning will pull this string that's really hard to see on film. That'll release golf balls from their trap. They're going to go in here. That's going to spin this. How does that last part trigger the ending and the bell?
Speak more loudly into the. You got it, man.
So when the wheel spins, it will pull on this, and then that's gonna fall. And that makes.
Pulls the whole rod over, nails the bell.
Great, thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Looks great. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and then I guess let's start with these teams are not attached yet, so we'll assume that there's a way that it gets started. But introduce yourself and walk us through.
My name is Josh, and our team name is called the LED Slatters. And then when it pulls that, it lets a golf ball go down that tube, which presses the green button on this remote, which makes that sled go. And then that sled pushes this sled, and then that sled goes down there and goes around the loop-de-loop, and then it hits the domino and goes onto that pressure plate thing.
And after the pressure plate, it uses this motor up here to expand the Lieberman sphere that eventually knocks over the 3 golf balls and turns this to pull the string at the back. Oh yeah.
That looks really great. I think this is the first time we've had a Hoberman sphere in the chain reaction. I don't remember anyone before. That's great. And yes, and the set design is really beautiful with this winter scene. Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay.
Okay, so the last thing is this tube all falling off, connecting to the string from your team. You want to introduce yourself and walk us?
My name is Lucas, and we are the Brimovators. So the string is going to pull the domino. The marbles are going to go onto this tower, which go around the track, onto this tower. That goes to the top, goes around again, goes to this tower. It goes up again, goes up to this track, and then it goes to the other side of that tower and goes there to the cup, which to trigger the next thing. And whenever the marble goes over the rails that have foil on them, those propellers spin.
Thanks. Did you catch the close-ups, or should we walk through some of them again? Thanks, Lucas. So the thing that I want to point out, it's obviously there's a ball track, but the really special fine-tuned thing is there's a couple elements right here with tinfoil on them. And when the balls go by the tinfoil, we're going to see it complete an electronic circuit that's going to turn these fans on. Just for a little bit, it looks like. Just like popping them. Okay, and there's also a nice MIT F.A.T. messaging board going by. Really cool. Thanks, Lucas. The Brim Motivators. Okay. And so the cup falling off is the transition now? Okay, and you have a string coming into your team. Okay, you want to walk us through?
Okay. So we are the Shady Hill Stingers, and our track basically has a top part with this element, and we'll have this battery-powered car going around, and that will be the 2 times. It'll go around probably more than 2 times, and then once the string gets pulled, this will lift up, and the car will go all the way down the spiral, and then eventually go through here, and then into this, and it'll fall off the table.
And we didn't really mean for this to happen, but this is his favorite sweatshirt, and I also wore a neon green sweatshirt, and we used a lot of neon green tape, and the sign is neon green even. So, go green.
Cool. Yeah, thank you. All right, so this one seems like it's going to go by pretty fast, like 5 or 10 seconds, something like that.
It really varies from 20 seconds to 30 seconds, depending on where the car is when this gets pulled up, Because if it's here, it'll take a lot longer than if it's here.
Yeah, and the car doesn't go a whole lot, all that fast. See?
Okay, yeah.
It doesn't go really fast.
It's not extremely fast.
Okay, cool. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. So now we got this plastic 2-liter bottle cut out, falling, and triggering this huge chain reaction. All right, who's the spokesperson for this team? All right.
So when theirs falls down, it'll take the stick out, which will make all these sticks fall down. Then it'll go all the way around, and then once these sticks fall, the way will fall down, releasing the hex bugs. And when the hex bugs come out of the maze, it'll trigger the dominoes, which will pull up the American flag, and that's it.
And tell your name.
Can we have the explainers?
Cool,
on
thank
the
you. So I think,
outside of the table?
I know we've seen this in previous years. We've seen that kind of mechanism. But do you just want to like close up on camera, detailed for people that haven't seen this before? Because it's going to go by very fast. What is that mechanism, and what is it doing?
So it's called a stick chain reaction, and the pattern here is called herringbone pattern. So the sticks are arranged such that if you take out one stick, the sticks will fall down in a sequence.
So this is kind of like a popsicle stick dominoes, right? It's like once you get one of them missing, they all fall in sequence. So this is going to be one of those, watch the whole pattern really fast. Everything's going to be exploding, and then we're going to be on the next one. Okay, cool. Thank you.
We're coming around.
All right, whose team is this? Who wants to talk us through this one? All of you. Oh, okay. You want to start here?
My name is Justin, and this is we're from Empower Studio. And first, if you pull the string, these dominoes will go there, and these Santas are motion active, so they'll make sound. Hi, my name is Savannah, and so over here, when the dominoes fall, this lever is gonna get up. Then these toys are gonna walk over here.
I'm Donovan, and once the dominoes have fallen, it will trigger the EV3 robot.
Keep the mic up, yeah.
And the plane that this EV3 robot's going up is 30 degrees, the maximum amount that an EV3 robot can go up. So this EV3 robot is a line follower, so it will follow this black line all the way up this ramp and will push the ball into this funnel.
Hello, my name is Adiel. After the EV3 goes up the ramp, it's gonna hit this ball, which is gonna go through the funnel, through the cups, and this ball is waiting right here, and that ball is gonna trigger the zip line when it comes down here into the cup. Hi, my name is Rajarshi, and when it goes into the cup, it's gonna trigger the mousetrap and raise our flag.
My name is Akash, and when the flag raises, there's a weight under these balloons. So once the flag raises, the weight will get choked off, and the balloons will fly up, and then it will go to the next one.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. So this is a really unique next pull, right, where we're going to have balloons actually pulling up against gravity to trigger the next team. I don't remember seeing that actually before. It's at least been a while.
Yeah, that's good.
Cool. It's cool to see so many you put the different parts of this together, especially as a team. And we've got a bunch of 2X in this one, especially. We got 2 Santas, 2 chattering bots. Am I missing any other elements? Yeah, 2 chatterboxes and 2 Santas. Okay, so we'll keep a lookout for that when it comes up. Thanks, guys.
And on the theme of 2X, there are 2 things I want to say. One is, if you're looking from the outside, please take 2 steps back from the table. because as I look around, there are a number of spectators that are leaning on the tables. And it's very important to know that there are a lot of very precariously balanced objects on all these tables. So, so please step back and don't be touching a table. And the second thing is that it's better for the camera if you can stand on the outside of the ring as you explain it, so then the cameras can see you as also, and also see your chain reaction. So if it's possible to be standing on the outside, please do that because it's helpful. If it's not possible, then that's okay too. And then when you hold the microphone like this, close to you so we can hear you.
My name is Erin, and our team is the Aeronauts. And when the balloons go up, it flips the switch, which makes the rocket go up and hit this, and the ball rolls down, drops into the tube, comes there and back, and then it drops into a cup, and this goes down, which releases the ball that goes into the tube around the Earth and knocks these, and the one with the pin pops the balloon, and the star goes down and pulls the rocket up, which pops another balloon because of the pin on the end, and releases a ball that goes down there and releases a golf ball, which drops into there, which sets off the next thing.
That's beautiful. I'm curious, where did you start this one? What was the first part of it?
The motor with the rocket going up.
I see. And then everything else followed from that?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay. Now we're moving to this realm. The Turkey Rustlers?
Yeah. We didn't know what to do. Okay, so she's gonna explain the how it works. Names.
Introduce yourselves. And
Oh,
then
so I'm Andre.
I'm Emmy.
I'm Sophia.
Okay. So basically, their can's gonna fall and it's gonna take a piece of wood that's holding the ball up, and the ball is gonna go down this long tube, and when it hits this, it's gonna hit the paper towel roll up, and then as the golf ball is on a string, it's gonna hit this. Oh God.
that was a close call.
So it's gonna hit the first domino, which is gonna knock all the dominoes over, and at the end, it's gonna hit the golf ball up, which is gonna pull their thing down, which is gonna start their design.
So I came up with the design because the first one we thought would be too hard, so we gave up on it. And then there was another one where we didn't have the supplies for it, so then we came up with this. Oh yeah, so Sophia and I got here a couple days ago because we're not from here, and so we had to come up with this in a couple days. It was hard.
I'm curious. What was the design that you gave up on, that you decided not to do?
Okay, so we decided we would have two CDs, and then we would put something in the middle of them to make it like a wheel, and then put something as a weight, which we used dough in the middle, and then we would have them roll uphill. And that didn't work because the CDs didn't have enough traction, so we need to find something else.
I see.
Yeah.
So since we came here last minute, we also kind of last minute decided to do something with the theme, which was 2 times. So we kind of decided to create the illusion that they were 2 different lines of the Jenga pieces going, since we had 2 different boxes of 2 different colors. But in reality, it's just like forking, so it makes it a little bit easier than having to try. And then originally we tried to like weave them together, and it didn't work. So we decided to make it like kind of like forks in the road.
Great. Well, it looks beautiful. Even though it was last minute, it looks great. Thank you.
Just watch this part, you know. Okay, thanks, Turkey Rustlers. That's the Turkey Rustlers.
The Turkey Rustlers.
Okay, you want to introduce yourself and walk us through?
Hello, I'm Hunter. So the way this starts is the ball is going to pull this string, which is going to release the balls down the track. It's going to go through this loop-de-loop, which is cool. And it's going to go to the bucket, which is going to pull the string towards the hex bugs, which is going to release this bucket here, releasing these 3 hex bugs, which are going to go around and then have to go up the tube to the top. And it's going to come over, knock this over onto the catapult, which is going to release this and go the next steps.
And then once the catapult triggers, then the balls are released down into that bucket there, and it's going to pull the butter knife out and have the balls fall down the xylophone, and then it goes into the bucket and pulls the next contraption.
I'm still trying to figure out one part. I see how this tips and the balls go in here. How do they get out of this into the bucket?
So what happens is the balls come down into here, and when it's heavy enough, they fall through there.
It's a counterweight.
Yeah.
Subtle. Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you. That's crazy contraptions. And it seems like you're also, some of these things you're mixing from different things that exist that you can buy, and some of them you're making yourself, adding the strings and the buckets, and it's a cool mix. And we're going to hear some music too. So, nice.
Hello, Nyan.
Can you go on the outside? Okay. Tell us who you are and explain.
So, all right. So we're the Nihils. So our contraption starts here. There's going to be a piece of paper connected to the string, and I think theirs. So when the string gets pulled, there's going to be a ball on top of it. So the string gets pulled and the ball falls into here. It's going to go through this, then it's going to fall into the cup there. This is a lever. So this side's going to be weighed down. It's going to knock this domino over. It's going to knock all these over until up here, this domino is going to fall into a cup. Here, there's a pulley. And this side's, once the domino falls in, this side's going to be heavier than this side. So this ramp's going to come up. And then the car is going to fall down and hit this, which is going to knock over all the tapes. And then this last tape is connected to this little piece here, which is going to be here. It'll be connected to that. And the car is going to be up there. So pretty much this is going to be stopping the car from going. But when this tape falls over, this is going to come off of the rail and the car is going to be able to go down. The car is going to trigger a mouse trap, which is going to trigger these popsicle stick bombs that we're working on. That'll be in the shape of 2 X's, which is going to trigger another mouse trap, which will pull the next string.
Okay, so there's a couple unbuilt mechanisms at the end of this, but we're seeing like the first 80% of it. Yeah. And for those of you who don't know what these are VHS tapes. I'm amazed that anyone that's a child of now even remembers what these are. It's cool to see those. It might be the last time any of us ever see VHS tapes. Thanks. And what's Nahils? What does that mean?
Yeah, I'm Sahil, he's Nyan.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, guys. So this will end with another one of these popsicle stick mechanisms that then pulls. Is this the beginning of the next one?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
You're gonna walk us through?
So we're Team Extra Life, and when the string gets pulled, it'll release a marble, crashing into the cable plank, sending the filament wheel down, triggering the cannon, which drops a golf ball into the switch, which turns the chain on, which drops 6 marbles down this, which fall into here, lifting up a golf ball, which pulls the string. You want to say something?
And those push pins make the marble go slower, and it's really cool to look at.
Okay, that's a wonderful detail. It's a wonderful detail. So there are push pins in the tube here, and when the marbles come down, it makes them go more slowly. Nice, okay.
Cool. I really love the kind of Dr. Seuss feel of this thing to start it all off. It's very like fanciful, like a lot of his trees are just kind of crazy long curves in the sky. Anyway, thank you so much. And what's your team name? Extra Life.
Extra
Okay,
Life.
Thanks, Extra Life.
Again, if you're on the outside looking in, if you're a spectator, please do not be touching any of the tables that have so much precariously balanced stuff on it. And also, if you have strings, because all of these are connected by strings, if you have a string that potentially could be the link strings, if they could be protected or maybe temporarily disconnected until the final moment when then we would arm everything. If it's too much of a problem, don't worry about it, but just as a kind of a safeguard to keep things from triggering prematurely. Okay, so here's a beautiful double X.
And this is from some people whose faces are quite familiar, it seems.
Hello, we are Team Rentastical Express. This is our third year, and we decided to embrace the theme with a huge double X. And we also embraced the theme of twice as big than I was going to originally make it. So what happens is we have 20 very high-performing, highly reliable wind-up toys that always go in a straight line. It's amazing. And they're going to be released with a pull of the string when wrenches fall this way. And they're all going to go forward in an insects race battle. And one at a time, they're going to pull a cog out of here, which will release a wrench up here, which will make not much noise. Oh, careful, Paul. And it might be kind of dangerous to be very close to. And that's it.
Twice as dangerous, too. Yeah. Good, okay. You've tested this.
No, not at all.
That's what I like to hear. Untested, but with faith. Yes. Yes, that's what you need. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, coming around the corner, another familiar face, very familiar.
Hello, our team name is Fafner's Phonetic Fanatics. We like alliteration a lot. So essentially, how this is supposed to work is it pulls where the jar rolls off. Then there's supposed to be a weight imbalance, triggering a release on this jar and having that jar roll off. And we have a sort of sequence like that continues until the ball leaves the maze. About halfway through building this, we realized we were making some sort of rudimentary computer, but by then it was too late. Oh, and the grand finale is when this jar falling triggers this, which causes the hammer to spin down the track, which hits the ball. Oh, you were holding.
Nice.
Oh, it didn't go under.
Yeah, it's through, it's through.
And that goes through and hits this axle assembly, pulling the string. Thank you.
Okay, really amazing. There's a couple things to point out here. First of all, for those of you who haven't been here year after year, Arthur is really fond of adding honey into things, especially into jars and into balloons. If you ever need to make something roll really slow and controlled, fill it like halfway with honey. So we've got a bunch of honey jars here, which really change the whole speed of the way that this moves, because they roll off really gracefully and slow. This mechanism was really beautiful too, this spinning and getting to watch that thing kind of wind itself up.
It might be hard to see from a distance, but what the hammer rolls on is actually a rack and pinion system that we purposed for this. So we can have almost like mechanical accuracy about exactly when it hits and where.
Okay, so that's why you know it doesn't miss the golf ball at the end. You're actually finding that point of contact and rolling it back up. Yep. Really cool. This is going to be a fun one to watch. Okay, thanks, guys.
I've never seen a timing ramp in the chain reaction before. That's great.
All right, we got a long string. And then where are
We're
we
just
now?
we're just about halfway. All of this is only halfway. I hope you're taking that into account when you make your guess for the entire length of the chain reaction. We're just halfway.
And keep in mind these things run about 20 times as fast as you can talk about them. So this will probably be another great example of that. You want to introduce yourself?
My name's Ava, and we're the engineering dragonflies. So, the string is going to release this ball that goes on the ramp and knocks down 20 dominoes, which releases the ball, and then this will be up here, and it'll go and knock down this arm, and that will spin, knock down this. A ball will roll into here and set off the rocket.
And then the ball will go down the ramp, push the foam block, and make the robot go forward. Then it will knock over this, which makes the ball go down this ramp. It pushes down the foil and turns on the lights in the dragonflies.
My name's Gavin, and while the robot is going down, it'll push that thingy and pull this jar down and make these balls go. And one of them will hopefully bounce into one of these. And the other one will get caught by this cup that flips and pulls the string of this trebuchet that I got for my birthday, triggering the next one.
Cool, thanks. I want to point out another subtlety that might be hard to see on camera, but if you zoom into this, there's two circuits that are going to get activated by the ball rolling here that are going to turn on the lights in these dragonflies. So it's a little hard to see. There are X's in the dragonfly. Okay. Okay, so the wings actually have patterns of X's, LEDs inside that will light up from the operation of this piece. So we got XX represented right there. We haven't seen anything like that yet so far. Really cool. Thanks, guys.
Great, thank you. Okay, coming around a corner. Introduce yourself and then explain what's going to happen.
My name is Samantha, and someone's going to pull the string, and the ball's going to roll down the ramp. And then this is going to be filled up with this chain. And then this is going to be picked up and knocking this ball down to go down the maze. And then the mouse trap is going to make this hit that, and then it will go down and around, and then hit the other mouse trap.
And we have dominoes will make a 2X.
The dominoes, we're going to build a 2X with them.
Okay, so you're still going to set the dominoes, right?
Yes.
All right.
Go ahead, yeah.
It's totally beautiful, and it's extremely colorful, too.
The most colorful yet.
Thank you.
Okay, so this last one will trigger the mouse trap and go all the way across to that side. All right, you want to introduce yourself and walk through?
My name is Alexander. I didn't do this alone. I had my friend Ethan Cantor work on it with me.
Alexander, closer.
Oh, sorry. So when the mousetrap pulls that, this is going to pull this. There's a marble in there. When the marble goes down, it's going to go around the track. It'll come out here. This car will be on, and that will be pushing it up. It'll hit it. It'll go around over there. It'll come back. It'll pull this. Once that's pulled, this will come off. There's another marble in there. It'll go down again. It'll hit those mouse traps, and it'll pull the other one.
Where was the first step on this one when you were building it?
Probably this part.
Right, and then everything came from there.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. Thank you.
Okay, and so the connection here is also not set up yet. Is it from another mousetrap? All pulled together.
Yeah,
Okay,
so there'll
there's
be a string that connects these corners. Very good.
Okay, you want to walk us through?
So I'm Abaya of the Four Musketeers, and how this starts is that contraption will pull the string, which will lift the ring, and there'll be a ball right here, and the ball will go down the marble run. Then it'll go around the funnel and slow down. It'll bounce on a trampoline and hit the lever, which will pull this blocker up, and this ball will roll down and hit the foot.
So when the foot gets hit by the ball, this whole part here, the ball rolls down, it goes down that track, and hits this ball into the tub, and then the ball drops down onto there, and then the diver goes into the cup, and then that shakes this, and then the trap goes down.
After that, the color sensor gets shaken around and set off, and our printer will print out our paper. And this motor will pull the string and set off the next contraption.
So you're going to be printing, actually printing?
Not quite, not with ink.
Okay, but it's gonna drive the paper through.
Yes.
I think also this might be the first time somebody's used the game Mousetrap. I don't have a memory. Maybe this whole chain reaction started before we ever did it with this game. How many people in the room had Mousetrap when you were a kid?
A lot.
It's amazing. Well, there's Mousetrap here. I love it. Thank you.
I am
Coming
really
down the home
surprised how many people had Mousetrap in this room. That's like amazing. It's like 20% of the people. I guess that's who comes to this event on right after Thanksgiving. Oh, sorry. Yeah, you want to introduce yourself?
And hi, I'm Lydia, and the string will be pulled, which will turn this gear, and that will pull this chain, this plastic chain, and there will be marbles in here, and it'll release the marbles, which will go down here, and it'll split two ways, and then it'll they'll go down the track, and then they'll all fall into the cup, which will make this board tip off the table, and then it'll pull this board, which will fall off the table, will make this board fall off the table. This cricket will be running, and it'll go down there, it'll hit the dominoes, and it'll make the mousetrap, trap, I guess, and that'll pull the string and start the next one.
And why are you guys Team Cricket?
Because this is a cricket robot.
That's called a cricket. Okay. Easy enough. All right, thank you guys. So we see
Okay.
another XX here. We see a kind of a symmetric splitting between some of the marbles that are going through there and then coming back together. Okay. Next team, you want to introduce yourself and walk us through?
We are the world citizens. I'm Kai. And that's Lena.
I'm Lena.
All right, so the start, the water bottle will fall off, pulling the string around the bicycle wheel, which will release this pin over here. The pin will release that water, which will drop into the bucket, flipping the seesaw. And then this will come up, releasing this little bug, which will pull it on the string and wind it up like this.
And then this knot will close. This knot will close because the string is pulled. It'll be pulled closed. And then this red string will be wound up around the chopstick because it's in the drill, and the drill will be on. So the red string will get wound up and it'll be pulled all the way around, pulling this red string and bringing up this can. And this can will pull this long string onto the next one.
So this is very complex because it's kind of going this way and then back again.
Yeah,
and they go.
that's right.
Nice. Very nice.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. We're coming around. Okay. Introduce yourselves and explain the amazing stuff we're going to... Oh!
Don't worry. Okay.
I'm worried. I'm very worried.
We are the team, the one that got away, and this is a picture. We're showing how big we think the fish was, because anglers tend to say the fish was 2 times bigger than it actually was. So we photoshopped in lines. And we start with the marbles here and the line being pulled, and then the marbles running down the course into the thing right here, and then the seesaw will come and hit those to come down here.
And so the trains will hit this part here, and we have a nail that will be under this board here, and so the nail will be knocked down by the string, and the can will roll down, knocking into this here, which will release this mechanical bug thing that will walk off the edge, pulling down that wooden pole under the duck, and the duck will fall, pulling down the magnet, releasing the circular pendulum, which will swing around until it hits this sign. And so this hook here will be latched onto that metal piece, and this sign will release the hook, and the rod will yank it up, and that will release the wedge there, making the fish fall off, setting off the next one. And we have a sign here, which is our name, the one that got away. And so we're going to try to have that be hoisted up onto this fish, because this fish is twice the size of the fish that actually got away.
Very nice. I love the narrative in this.
Thanks, guys. I just want the cameras to highlight this as well, because you talked about it, but it's really subtle to see. The theme here about 2X is that fishermen, whenever they catch a fish, they act like the fish is twice as big as it actually was. So if you look in detail, there's 2 X's at this fish, there's 1 X at the real fish, and they even have like a little graphical diagram of how fishers talk about the size of their catch versus the reality of their catch. So it's really nice and subtle. There's like a narrative through the entire sequence.
It's a
really
beautiful,
cool.
Beautiful narrative. It's very abstract and conceptual. I love it. Thank you.
All right, thanks to the one that got away.
Okay.
Now we are into the home stretch. We're gonna have
The
to
home
wrap
stretch
around
here.
Okay, you want to wrap in? Cool. Take it away.
So our project starts here. where the
Even louder, yeah.
Our project starts right here, where the string pulled by this team's fish releases a marble, down onto the guitar strings, and then it activates this sensor, and which starts this motor, and then the marble comes down, releases marbles here. The motor shoots them into this box which has targets in it, and then the marble comes down, hits this marble.
So after that, this will roll and knock down the domino, which lets this marble to like fall down, and it'll do like a magnet cannon thing, which will shoot all the way up. And over here, this will fall down and swing around, pick up those marbles and this marble, and then be able to push this down. So then over here, it'll swing this. This will hit the popsicle stick and separate the marble from the magnet, so then the marble can start to roll. So the marble will hit the Lego right there, and this marble will fall to like activate theirs thing, but it also like comes down here and like does this part again right there, which is our like 2 times thing, because it does this part twice.
Okay, super cool. There's a lot of detailed complexity in this one that's going to go by really fast. So in case you missed it in the description, or you haven't seen what I think is called a Gauss gun or something like that, where you sequence these. So these are not only marbles, but there's also magnets in here, and it's going to shoot right across. All these are going to kind of cascade like 8 shots across. And then when this guy hits the end, they're actually using more magnets almost as a rope that's going to swing around, and it's going to pick up other magnets on this side and use them for the next step. So there's like a lot of really subtle and really fast things that are going to be really hard to see on camera when this happens. I love also that you've used a guitar, so we're going to get to hear some sound when the big marble is rolling down the guitar. And as they said, there's going to be use of this area twice through, so that's part of the 2X of the theme. So you guys did a ton of cool stuff. Looking forward to seeing it. Cool. Thanks.
Okay, coming around the corner here, tell us who you are and explain.
So, we're the fabulous motion makers, and our 2X is our 2 turnbacks, one here, and also it's these 2 backboards, which makes a ping pong ball go. So when the ball falls off the table there, this will be pulled up, and the ball will go along this switchback and hit this, which triggers this. And these are like little switches, so when this hits it, it will make that go. And here, that will put weight on that, making that come up, and the ball here will go around. So
there's a marble here, and when this gets pulled up, it goes around the track, then hits this domino chain, and this is connected to a ping pong ball, which goes down there, goes back and forth, and there's a golf ball here that goes down and hits these flags, and then comes back down, and there are blocks here, and the last block falls off the end of the table, triggering the next reaction.
Okay, thanks so much. So here we're actually going to see a little sign appear in the middle of the thing, or near the end of the reaction. Really cool. A lot of different modes in this one. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Okay. SPD. I'm curious what that means.
So when our thing starts, when the string pulls, which then pulls the pins and the washers fall down, and then which flips the teeter-totter, which then pushes up this thing, and then the golf ball rolls down and goes into the cup over there, and then something will pop out of it. And then on this side it rolls down, and then turn that over there, which will knock down the dominoes, and then this track over here will go down the ramp and then flip the mousetrap.
There's beautiful symmetry in this chain reaction. You could draw a line in the center and almost everything is exactly duplicated. Very, very interesting. Where did you start this one when you were developing it? How did it begin?
The noise. The noise.
The noise.
The noise of which part? Of the washers?
The washers.
Okay. So it was the sound of the washers that inspired this chain reaction. I love that. This was inspired by sound.
Yeah, and for those that haven't seen what happens when you have a stack of washers falling down the right size pipe, it's really amazing. It's really like a surprisingly special experience. We know artists that have made art sculptures out of that effect, and yeah, it's a beautiful sound and a beautiful visual. Really cool. It's cool to see all this symmetry again.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Okay, coming around the corner.
Well, since the theme was twice as big, we put each domino twice as big as the one that was behind it. And what do I say now? And when the big one falls, with the wind, it's gonna blow this, which is gonna fall, and then it's gonna trigger the next one.
Okay, thanks. This is one of the most kind of clear visions translated, right? So 2x, we've seen it with symmetry or time, and this is actually with scale. So we're seeing, I don't know if you can see in there, the smallest domino is less than an inch tall, and every time it goes to the next domino, it gets twice as big. So she's holding where it starts, and this is almost like the butterfly effect. Like you wouldn't think that little thing has the power to affect this one at all, but we're gonna see it go, hopefully, all the way through to the top. Really cool. So that's a single movement, and we're gonna see this scale change go huge, and then just the wind of that trigger the next element. Thank you, guys. Yeah, really cool.
Thank you. That's so cool. Okay. The catenaries. Explain.
I'm Sam, and that's Max, and that's Alon, and that's my dad, and my mom's over there with the baby, and Max's parents. And we chose catenary because catenary means chain in Latin.
So when that block falls down, it's gonna pull the string up there, and it's gonna open the doors to the castle, going down into the tube, and it's gonna go through the marble track, and it's gonna hit the birdie.
It's gonna hit the birdie, which is attached to the leopard on the hoverboard, which causes it to go down, which is attached to that cat, also on that thing causes, and that is also attached to that cheetah, which falls down, and this is attached to another string and pulls, and which causes the next one to start.
You said catenary is Latin for what?
Chain.
Chain.
For what? Chain.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Oh.
Yeah, and there's cats doing the work of chains. So, of course. Really cool. As probably a lot of people know, catenary is the shape that if you hang a cable between 2 points, it's the way that the cable will hang. But I didn't know the Latin origin of it. It makes a lot of sense.
Right.
I didn't even know they had chains.
Okay.
Really cool and a really beautiful, like very, very tall. It's rare that we see something that's this tall. It's just, I'm glad you guys can fix stuff up there if you need to. All right, so that's
Did you have to reorganize a lot of CDs? Oh. I recognize this is a CD rack. Okay. Thank you.
All right, we're down to the wire now.
Okay.
Please.
Down to the string, the wire.
Hi, I'm Trisha Nguyen from Lexington, and my team is Rubicon X, which is all the people in blue behind here. My husband, we're 3 generations of family that do this starting 2 days before Thanksgiving. So what we decided to do this year is to really celebrate the 20th anniversary of the MIT F.A.T. So the chain reaction starts over here with, and I'm actually going to start some of it. Oops, can you push it down, David? There we go. The bubble wrap machine starts here, popping the bubble wrap, which then pulls out, stop it, pulls out the thing that keeps all of the moving hex bugs in the track. The hex bugs are going to come all the way down the track here, and they're going to come down into the cup. Once we have enough hex bugs in the cup, then the touch sensor will be triggered, which will trigger an arm that will complete another circuit, which is right now covered up because it's a one-time use only.
Yeah.
And that will start the motor at the side here. And I don't know if the camera can see underneath here, but there is a small sled on a track, and that sled will be pulled by a winch all the way down, triggering each one of these levers, which will rotate the bottom of these tubes and might release something like confetti all over the stands. And then it will trigger the next guy.
Okay, we are going to have confetti.
Confetti.
Confetti, plenty of confetti.
Plenty of confetti.
Twice as much as we expected.
Well, we were a little afraid that one of them might not go off, so
Yeah.
we decided to do 4, and then we said, well, we should be really safe and do 8.
Very good.
Twice as many.
That's
Yep.
perfect.
Thank you, Trisha.
Thank you. Okay. When I can still smell the fresh paint. And that's a great sign. It means you guys have been working up to the last minute. You guys brought it in, and I was like, I smelled the paint, and I thought, oh, I love it. And there's paint in there? Oh, okay, let's hear what's gonna happen. Who wants to speak?
Our team name is Girl Power. My name's Amelia.
My name's Zoe.
And my name's Fiona.
Charlotte. And this is how our chain reaction works.
So first, the string will pull this red thingy, and it will let go of the marble. The marble will go through the PVC pipe and then hit the mousetrap. The mousetrap will trigger this cork, which will turn on the penguin machine. Once the penguins hit this, a marble will drop and trigger another mousetrap.
When that mousetrap gets hit, this string will be pulled and let go of the paint bottle. It's going to get a little messy because it's going to go back and forth down. And then after that, it's going to get lighter. When it gets lighter, this is going to go down and hit that mousetrap. When that mousetrap gets hit, it's going to pop a balloon. When the balloon pops, there's a binder clip back there, and this water bottle will come down and hit it and make this cake fall. There's wires on this end, and they go all around and attach to a battery. Well, and on the other side of the battery is a fan that's inside of this cake. So when the cake comes down, it'll hit that and turn the fan on, which will blow this confetti, and a helium balloon will come out.
Okay, this is going to be a tricky one because there's a lot going on behind the scenes. It's a lot of stuff that's you're going to have to try to see it on the real one. But there's a whole other cake inside this cake that's going to be revealed. And it seems like there's going to be paint flying all over the place when that cake spins open. And so, okay, it's going to be a messy one. Thank you, girl power. Awesome. Appreciate it. And that is the second to last link.
Is it twice as messy as it could be? Good. Twice as, yes, excellent. Okay, now we're coming down to the second to last one.
We are the Sage School, and for this year, obviously everyone knows that the theme was 2 times. So for 2 times, we decided to do 2 boards, and for each board, there's an aspect that the other board has. So for example, there's a ball falling into a cup or a little basket, and the same thing happens on this side. And then we also have reverse coloring, and there's 2 times of a lot of things.
Okay, so I'm Alexander.
You're going to come on the inside so they
And this is the sign right here. So the balloons are going to go up, and this is going to pull down, which releases these paper clips, which makes this sign go down, and it starts this chain reaction.
I'm Vanessa, and the ball is going to roll down into this basket, which is going to counterweight that, which will pull that off and set the ball rolling like that into the cup.
And so I'm Emery Nordahl, and so the cup is going to pull a breaker that will let the ball roll down there, and then hit that, which is going to pull on that, and not only release sparkles, but release a ball.
And I'm Tommy, and so once the ball and the glitter are weighing down that, so then when that pulls, it pulls down, and then it goes.
Can you
through
speak a
those
little more into the mic?
spinny
There you
things,
go.
and then it goes into that, which pulls through the levers and pulls that, which makes the train go.
My name is Cole Fosbrook, and so the train goes, and then this releases the balloons, which also triggers this to put our school's name sign down, and then it starts the whole loop again. Oh yeah, and then we also have, wait, the slime?
My name is Mina.
The train pulls a string.
And a train pulls a string, which pulls a bucket of slime
On this side.
on this side,
Yeah, it's on the outside.
which then releases
Another bucket.
another string.
That's it. Okay, that's a really complex one. There's a couple really beautiful visuals here that they pointed out, but just to make sure there's time for them, they have this symmetry with the left and the right sides, both doing some overlapping functions, but with a color reversal. The blue and green becomes the green and blue. It goes through repeated cycles twice, and they want to see you seeing them all wave. There's a big team. Seems like you got special parts for every single person, and really good job. Looking forward to seeing it. Okay, so this comes to the ultimate link.
And this is the final one. Do you want to introduce yourself and just give a general sense without saying exactly.
Okay. I'm Jacob Sperry. So this is a little cart that at the very end, it's gonna roll out into the middle and then open up, and there's gonna be a finale.
There'll be a fun surprise.
A big fun surprise.
Twice as unexpected. A little bit of an unexpected surprise.
Yeah, this one will remain shrouded in mystery until it actually runs. Just some mysterious box.
Yes. Okay, and then the chain reaction will end the moment all motion ceases. Would you say that? How would you describe it?
Yeah, we're trying to describe the ending without describing the ending because it's a surprise. So I guess I would say it should be really obvious that it's over.
It'll be obvious when it's over.
I think that's all we need to say.
Okay.
It'll be clear. That's when the timer will stop, and that's when we'll be done. So that was the run through of everything we got going on today. We're going to give the teams another 20 to 30 minutes to wrap everything up, get all the links done, set up the final dominoes, and then we're going to set it off around 3:30.
I think we're going to begin at about 3:15 to prepare for the final. So we're going to start about 3:15, and maybe the chain reaction will go about 3:30. So if you're in the center, look for a few more minutes, but then you need to begin to clear the center space. It's probably a good idea to start clearing the center space now, because the teams in the corners will need to connect their strings. So this is a good time to start to move out of the center. And again, please be very careful. Do not touch the tables. There's so much precariously balanced. And if you can't see on either of these two screens, this year we have a third screen, which is over there, pointing in that direction. So we're trying to make it as easy as possible to view the details of the chain reaction. So we will reconvene at 3:15.
Yeah, you guys, if you're a team that has a part of this chain reaction, you have about 20 minutes until we're going to start the event. So tie it all up and set up those dominoes, and we'll see you in a bit.
Okay, see you in a minute.